Good morning students. Today we are going to continue our chapter, that is calorimetry, and today we are going to start with the numericals. Now we are going to discuss with the examples of our chapter, and I'll be starting with your example number 4 because I think first, second and third, these are the simple formula based questions and you can simply put the values and get your answers. So I'll be reading out the fourth one from your book. Some heat energy is given to 120 grams of water. The mass of water given to you, that is equal to 120 grams, and its temperature rises by 10 Kelvin. That means rise in temperature means delta T they are talking about, that is 10 Kelvin. Okay. When the same amount of heat energy is given to 60 gram of oil, whatever heat energy is calculated from here, that same amount of heat energy is given to the oil and that mass of that oil is given as 60 gram. Its temperature rises by 40 Kelvin and the change in temperature for the oil, that will be 40 Kelvin with the same amount of heat energy. The specific heat capacity for water, for this it is given as specific heat capacity for water, that is 4200 joule Kelvin inverse. Kg inverse Kelvin inverse. This is the specific heat capacity for water, and they have not given the specific heat capacity for oil. What they are asking is the amount of heat energy in joule given to the water. You have to calculate this, but this you have to calculate in joules. And second, they are talking about you have to calculate the specific heat capacity of the oil. Okay, so let us start with this numerical. When we are talking about heat energy required, so we are aware about the formula. Heat energy required is equal to mc delta T. Okay, mass given is 120 kg because they are asking you to calculate it in joules and this they have given in kgs. So let us convert this also into kgs. This is 120 divided by 1000 into value of C is 4200 and delta T that is given as 10 Kelvin. You are going to solve it. When you will be solving it, you will get it. This will be 5040 joules. This will be your answer. That means this is the amount of energy which is given to the water to raise its temperature by 10 Kelvin when we are taking 120 grams of water. Now in the question they told you that the same amount of heat is given to the oil, 60 grams of oil, and the temperature rises to 40 Kelvin. So in this case they have given Q is equal to the same one which we calculated over here, 5040 joules, and we have to calculate specific heat capacity. So Q is equal to mc delta T. Use the same formula. Q given to us is 5040, that is equal to mass, that is 60 gram. Again you are going to convert it into kilograms so that you can get the same values in this unit only. Otherwise you are going to calculate it in another units. This is C 60 upon 1000 into C into change in temperature is 40. From here we can calculate the value of C and you are going to get it 2100 joule kg inverse Kelvin inverse. I hope you can do it. This is very easy one. The next is question number 5. Maybe numbering will be different better, but you can listen to the question and then you can find out which one I am doing for you. Question number 5 is an electric heater of power 1000 watt raises the temperature of power of electric heater. It is given as 1000 watt. Okay. Raises the temperature of 5 kg of water. Mass of water given is 5 kg. Okay. And in 5 kg of a liquid, not water, sorry, liquid from 25 to 31 degrees Celsius. That means delta T will be 31 minus 25, that is equal to 6 degrees Celsius. And this happens in how much time? This is in 2 minutes. So you can convert it into 2 into 60. That will be 120 seconds. This much what is given to us. Now what they are saying us to calculate, they want us to calculate the heat capacity and specific heat capacity of the liquid. Means you need to calculate C dash and C for the liquid. Both the values you are supposed to calculate. Okay. Now for finding out heat capacity you need energy supplied. And from where you can get energy supplied? Power is equal to energy per unit time. Okay. Power given to us is 1000 watt. that is equal to energy supplied. Here we are representing energy with Q divided by time, that is 120. So this Q is equal to 120 into 1000, that will be 1.2 into 10 raised to the power 5 joules. This is the heat energy required. Okay, so you can find out heat capacity, or you can say heat energy required. Anyway, you can write down heat capacity is equal to heat energy change in temperature. Heat energy required is 1.2 into 10 raised to the power 5 and change in temperature is 6 degrees. Okay, so that will be 2 into 10 raised to the power, you can say 4 or 0.2, whatever you wish, you can go with that. Instead of points, I will write it as 4. And this is heat capacity, this is Joule Kelvin inverse. The second one is you need to find out specific heat capacity, that is MC delta T when you are talking about heat required. So now it will become Q upon M delta T. So this Q is with us 1.2 into 10 raised to the power 5. Mass given to us is 5 kgs and into delta T, that is 6. So same way you are going to do it and you will be getting your answer in Joule kg inverse Kelvin inverse. Solve whatever you will get and the unit will be this one. I hope you can do this one too. Okay, coming on to the next one. Question number 6 says a bucket contains 8 kg of water at 25 degrees Celsius. Suppose this is the bucket and it contains 8 kg of water. So mass of this water is 8 kg and the temperature for this water is 25 degrees Celsius. Okay, 2 kg of water at 80 degrees Celsius is poured into it. ऊपर से हमने और पानी डाला and the mass for that water is 2 kg and temperature of this water is 80 degrees Celsius. Okay, that means definitely the temperature of the water after mixing these two, that is going to change. And suppose the final temperature is T. Suppose final temperature is T. Okay. Now what we are supposed to do is neglecting the heat energy absorbed by the bucket. Publisher is saying you need to neglect the heat energy absorbed by the bucket and you have to find the final temperature of water. What is the value of this T that they are saying that you need to find out. Okay. Now let the final temperature be T. This we calculated. Now here we have, this is cold water and this is hot water. This one is hot water. As we have done in principle of calorimetry, always we are aware that hot body is going to lose the heat and cold body is going to gain the heat. And we are going to calculate both of these, then we are going to equate according to principle of calorimetry. So first I am writing here heat lost by hot water. When it is mixed with cold water, it is going to lose the heat. And what is the value of that heat lost by hot water? That will be MC delta T. Okay. Suppose for hot water, I am writing it as M1. This is T1. For this, I am writing M2 and this is T2. Okay. This is M1. This is water. And again this one is water, so I am not writing it as C1, C2 because both the time the content is same, so the specific heat will remain same. And delta T will be what? Here what will happen, this is going to lose the heat. That means temperature falls. The temperature falls. Okay, when the temperature falls, delta T will be given by, this is initial temperature, इससे कुछ गिर गया, T पर आ गया. So initial temperature, that is T1 minus T, and that we are going to substitute here. M1 C T1 minus T. Okay, then substitute the values here. M1 given to us is 2, let it be C, and this is T1. T1 is 80 and final temperature is T. Okay, now same way we have to calculate heat gained by cold body, because when these two are mixed, it is going to gain the heat. So heat gained by cold body. So instead of body, what we are going to write here, because we are talking about water, to write down cold water. Okay, same way heat, how can we find out? This is M2 C and this is delta T. Here what will happen, here is rise in temperature. when we are talking about rise in temperature delta T, this T2 ये बढ़ जाएगा, कुछ बढ़ के इतना हो रहा है, तो that means this is bigger value and this is smaller, so this is T minus T2. Okay, so that we are going to put over here, this is M2 C T minus T2. Fine. M2 is what? The value of M2 is 8 into C, this is T minus T2, that is given as 25. Okay. Now let's compare these two, because we are assuming and we are talking about principle of calorimetry. So write it down here, according to principle of calorimetry. Beta, you need to write it again and again in every question, so please don't skip this and the statement. What are you going to write? Heat lost by cold water, whatever is given to us, that you are going to write here, is equal to heat gained by hot water. Please don't skip it. I am saying it again and again, because in exam it is must to write over there. Then only the examiner is going to understand that you are using this principle. You have to state it there in the question. So heat loss, put the values from here. This is 2 into C. This is 80 minus T. That is equal to this. This is 8 into C T minus 25. This C will be cancelled out. That's why I have not substituted the values, because we are talking about the same substance here. Otherwise it can be different. Please remember that. Okay. And from here only one variable we have T. So we are going to calculate the value of T from here, and you are going to get it as 36 degrees Celsius. That means the final temperature of the water after mixing the water at 25 degrees Celsius and 80 degrees Celsius of the bismuth mass, that will be 36 degrees Celsius. Okay, again just revise this so that you can do rest of your numericals easily. Okay, let's do it again in one go. We have given with cold water of 8 kgs at temperature 25. Then we mixed 2 kgs of water at 80 degrees Celsius in this cold water. Definitely when we are going to mix hot water into cold water, the final temperature is going to change. What will be the final temperature? That we have to calculate. This is the hot water. Definitely it is going to lose the heat when it is mixed in the cold one, and this is cold. It is going to gain the heat when mixed with cold water. First we are going to calculate that this heat lost and heat gain. Heat lost by hot water, this is M1. We have considered it as M1 T1, and C is the specific heat capacity. M1 C delta T. Delta T is change in temperature. First you need to understand whether the temperature falls or it rises. Here the temperature falls because heat is lost. Okay, so initially the temperature is 80, the final temperature is 60, तो final temperature इससे कुछ कम होगा. So जो initial है वो यहाँ लिखेंगे, कम वाले को minus करेंगे. Substitute the values, you will get this equation. Then in the second one, heat gained by the cold water, that is Q is equal to M2C delta T. This is M2C delta T. There is rise in temperature because it is going to gain the heat. When it is going to gain the heat, temperature will increase. It will increase. So this is increased one. This is the bigger value. So write it here and then subtract the smaller value. You will be getting this equation. According to principle of calorimetry, heat lost is equal to heat gain. Substitute the values and then you are going to calculate the value of T. I hope now you are able to do few of the numericals from your exercise. Please try those numericals and we'll be meeting in the next video. Till then, take care and bye-bye.